Hi everyone, I'm Evian, and this is a video presentation for a Tableau report on Basel III regulations impact on bank investment portfolios. So starting from some regulations backgrounds, the Basel III Accord, which is in response to the global financial crisis of 2008, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision developed this new regulatory framework to strengthen the regulation, supervision, and risk management of the banking sector. And the Federal Reserve Board has implemented the capital requirements consistent with Basel III. And down below are some detailed ratios of the capital requirements. So I have extracted investments data and capital ratios for approximately 5,000 banking institutions that operate in the US, ranging from the largest banks to the smaller regional banks. And the source data contains over 260,000 lines of quarterly financial information for fiscal years 2009 to 2018 inclusive. So this Tableau project's goal is to better understand the impact of the banking regulation on investment portfolios and capital ratios. And now let's switch to our Tableau report. Okay, so first of all, this is a overall trend analysis based on the average amount of held to maturity and available for sale securities amount held by all banks from 2009 to 2018. There's an increasing trend during the sample period. Also, the amount of available for sale securities was higher than HTM, but the gap was narrowed down among larger banks from 2009 to 2018. Here on the second page, we have a trend analysis of the composition of held to maturity securities in banks. So there's also a rising tendency for HTM. The HTM percentage increased from 8.1% to 29.52% during 2009 to 2018. Also for larger banks, they had a sharper increase in HTM percentage, which surpassed the small banks' HTM percentage in 2005. So here we have a post-regulation trends analysis, which is after the official adoption of the Basel III capital requirements after 2013. And most large banks had an increase in HTM percentage after the change in regulation. For example, Wells Fargo, State Street, and Morgan Stanley had the most increase, over 30%. And US Bank National Association was the only one in large banks that had a negative 6.51% decrease in HTM percentage during this period. Here we have some further details on the larger banks' top 3 HTM percentage increase or decrease post-regulations. And we can click on each different banks to figure out the detailed number changes over the years. And here we have a ratio analysis tab, which shows a detailed Tier 1 ratio and total capital ratio quarterly change for all the banks. So all banks' Tier 1 ratio and total capital ratios were quite volatile from 2009 to 2011, with a roof of 16.06% and a floor of negative 20%. The ratios were stable from 2012 to 2014 and more volatile from 2015 to 2018, with an upper percentage of 25.35% and a lower percentage of negative 26.53%. And in comparison of large banks and smaller banks ratios, large banks tend to have a more stable Tier 1 ratio and TCR ratio than smaller banks during the period. Meanwhile, the large banks' ratios became more stable through the period. So that is pretty much everything I have in this Tableau report and a quick visualization of how Basel III regulations impacts the bank investments portfolios in the US. I hope you get some insights from this quick visualization, and please let me know what's your opinion on how the banking investment portfolios are changing, how the capital ratios are changing due to this Basel III regulations.